Hello everyone, how you doing? This is part 8 of the video on school and campus safety. And this is the last video of 2021. And I just want to remind everyone after part 8, there's going to be a gap in between part 8 and part 9. Because I just want to take a break from doing all videos about school and campus safety and everything. Because I don't want people to think I'm a negative person. That's all. I'm making these videos doesn't make me a negative person. It doesn't. But still, I just want to get a gap from that, as well as turn away from all the stuff. But it doesn't mean it doesn't mean I don't care anything, because I do. But I also want my YouTube channels to have some positive stuff as well in between part 8 and part 9. So yeah, like I said, this will be the last video until part 9 for a little while. But like I said, but in between part 8 and part 9, there could be some other videos. So yeah, just TV series and everything like that. That's what it is. So yeah, as we all wrap up the year 2021 and going into 2022, I just want to talk about what's what has been going on throughout the year 2021, and all the stuff that's occurred and everything. Good, bad, positive, negative. So yeah. So as of when the fall semester of 2021, everybody was excited to go back to in-person learning, in-person everything. You know, at sporting events, spectators are allowed back in and everything slowly, but again, it depends on what state they're in and everything. So yeah, because the thing about the pandemic is it has made me more creative. I got more into typing and everything. Because of course I'm a writer, but I had to type more and everything. Also study more on how to make things better, and also it taught me how to be prepared and everything, and and it also helped me organize a lot of stuff. But now that we're all back to normal for now, despite the fact that there's increasing COVID cases, I was just happy that everything's back in person. I'm happy we all get back together. We're back to doing hosting rallies and everything. But again, there's been an increase in violence on, at schools as well as college campuses because, the pandemic lockdown and the restrictions, it led to a lot of, the things like depression, stress, mood swings, inhuman behavior. Because one of the things that really concerned me the most was the Boston Public School principal that was brutally assaulted by one of her students. And as a former Boston Public School student myself, that was heartbreaking, very concerning. And I just want to remind people that, as well as newly elected Mayor Michelle Wu of Boston, I am glad that you're the new mayor of Boston. I am glad. And I am also, I also understand you don't want school resource police officers in schools because, sometimes they can trigger the students depending on, what kind of officer you have there. But if you don't want police officers in school, I completely understand that. But why not have security guards? Because really, I think it'd be a lot less scary if there's security guards there, not police officers, because security guards, they create a lot less havoc, depending on what kind of security guard they are, but they create a lot less havoc. And also, they're also there to make sure students get to class on time. They're also there to make sure everyone's protected, no fights in the hallways. See, that's the good thing about having security guards in schools. It is because it can be protected and everything. And also for all the schools, you know, look what happened out there in Michigan. They had night locks, that protected the students, and it stopped the shooter from trying to get in and say, "Oh, I'm the janitor, I'm the police. It's okay." But they didn't believe that. So that night lock did save some lives as well. And see, that's what all the schools in Massachusetts needs: night locks, metal detectors, and security guards. I mean, look what happened out in Worcester. So a man from Canton, he goes up to his daughter's school in Worcester with a handgun because he was mad at another student for probably messing with his daughter or son. I don't know how it went down, but really, I don't I don't understand why he felt he needed to bring a gun because he should know better than that, the father. And also, Wakefield High School. Yeah, that was really frustrating, creepy, scary. But yes, I understand Massachusetts laws and everything. But it doesn't mean Wakefield High School can still expel him as well as transfer the student because really, I think it's best if Wakefield High School expels the student or transfer the student because if he does return to the school, it's going to be a distraction, and all the girls that he took photos of inappropriately, they're not going to feel comfortable, and it's going to disrupt their learning. Because one of the girls' dad felt like the school district has let their daughter down. And I have to agree with the dad. And I do. I honestly do. And then, these racist incidents going on, at Fitchburg High School, Quincy High School, Braintree High School, North Quincy High School. And also these series of fights that are going on at Haverhill, Lawrence, Stoughton, Brockton, Everett high schools. These series of fights is very concerning. It just makes you wonder, do people know how to act nowadays after being cooped up for so long during the lockdown? Because these fights that keep happening, these violences, everything that's occurring on school grounds and college campuses, it is a statewide concern in Massachusetts. This is why in the previous videos I keep encouraging others, whether if you're a student, parent, educator, school official, law enforcement, politician, doesn't matter. Organize a meeting, where if it's in person, Zoom, or both, because we all need to come together and address these concerns. Especially if we want to make the spring semester of 2022 a much better one, a much safer one, because education environments are supposed to be safe environments. They're all supposed to be safe spaces, regardless of race, gender, creed, orientation, disability, religion, etc. They're all supposed to be safe spaces for all. And like I said, put aside your political views, put aside your differences, and come together. Or if you're a student, parent, educator, school official, school administration, law enforcement, I don't care what the political views are. I don't care what your political backgrounds or any kind of backgrounds. put all that aside and come together and talk. Because that can help make the 2022 spring semester a much better one if we all come together. See, like The Rock said in the movie The Great Iron Gang, let's try the impossible because the possible isn't working. You gotta try that. We all gotta try that. Come together, whether it's in person, Zoom, or both. Because we all want to make education environments safe for everyone. A place to learn and grow, you know, regardless. Especially at UMass Amherst, there's a lot of stuff going on there that's been going on before the pandemic because ever since we went back in person, it's back to mishandled investigations, mishandled this, mishandled that. Administration's not caring. Now, as far as the frats at Theta Chi, yeah, I'm like, that's just how it is when no one came forward. But, what happened there with that riot, I do not approve people flipping cars and all that and destroying property. Especially if that car didn't belong to any of the fraternity brothers, because from what I heard, the car that got flipped belonged to someone that was visiting the fraternity. But yes, it's a nationwide problem at colleges surrounding frats. It is because there's been hazing, sexual assaults, underage drinking, and all that. Well, underage drinking, that's everywhere. I'm like, that's the least of the concerns, for me. Because as long as everybody, agrees to keep it safe, know the limits. But, people, taking advantage of everything. People are trying to, drug somebody or putting some party drug like roofies or molly in somebody's drink. That's a problem. And, people are concerned about fraternities having a rule about ratio saying if two guys show up by themselves, they can't come in. If two guys bring in at least 10 girls or at least 5 girls, they can come in. And if a guy's just by himself, it's just hit or miss when it comes to being accepted into a party. And people are very concerned about that. But let's all remember that not all frats are bad. Not all fraternities are bad, because there's some good ones, like the movie Stomp the Yard. I'm like, those are fraternities we need to see, doing steps, break dancing, stuff like that. But again, like I said, I really hope we can all come together. I really hope we can all put our differences and views aside. As we hope to make the 2022 spring semester a better one. We've all been through a lot. I'm like, we all lost family and friends due to the pandemic, as well as other things. We all have. But for now, I'm just going to do this, video of part 8 of school and campus safety. And just remember, if I'm going to be in any kind of building, making videos, mask may be required for me to wear. And yes, I'm sorry I'm doing it while wearing a mask, but it's required. Okay? Just remember that. Other than that, I just hope things will get better come the year 2022. And we'll see what goes from there. But yeah, I'm just gonna make this video as I, wrap up the year 2021. And for those of you who support my videos and everything, I appreciate it. I can't lower this mask and smile, but I can sure do this still. thumbs up. And remember, if you're out there celebrating everything like that, please drink responsibly. Make sure you play the designated driver, everything. But until then, be safe, be well, be healthy. Happy New Year, everyone. And I'll see you soon. Thank you.